I don't think we're going to make it. Imagine hearing those words when your dream is already falling apart. Imagine pouring everything you have into something you believe in, only to watch it collapse. No money, no certainty, no backup plan, just a dream that seems to be dying right in front of you. Today, Walt Disney's name is everywhere: movies, theme parks, television, one of the most recognized brands on earth. Children grow up with his characters. Adults build family traditions around the world he created. History remembers the empire. But that's not the story most people know. What history rarely talks about is the year Walt Disney lost almost everything. How a young animator went broke. How he was betrayed. How his company collapsed. And how he nearly became just another forgotten dreamer. This is Resilience Radio, Loopwired Daily Edition. I'm LeRoy Nellis, and today I want to tell you a story because before Walt Disney built a kingdom, he watched one burn to the ground. Long before Disneyland, long before Mickey Mouse, long before success, there was Kansas City. And there was a young man raising a dream nobody understood. Disney loved drawing, loved storytelling, loved animation at a time when animation wasn't respected, at a time when most people didn't believe it had a future, but Walt believed. The problem was, belief doesn't pay the bills. Not at first. His first company was called Laugh-O-Gram Studio, and for a brief moment, things looked promising. The company landed projects, employees were hired, dreams started feeling real. The future seemed close enough to touch. Then reality arrived. Customers didn't pay, money dried up, debt piled up, the business began sinking. And there is a special kind of fear that comes when you realize your dream is running out of time. Every entrepreneur knows it. Every artist knows it. Every person who has gambled on themselves knows it. The fear of watching the numbers, the fear of opening the mailbox, the fear of checking the bank account, the fear of wondering how many days you have left. Soon Disney couldn't pay his employees, then he couldn't pay himself, then he couldn't pay anyone. The company collapsed. Bankrupt, gone, finished. The dream he believed changed his life had become the public failure. And failure feels different when everybody does it. Because now it isn't just disappointment. It's embarrassment. It's shame. It's self-doubt. It's lying awake at night wondering if everyone was right about you. Many people don't know this, but Walt Disney spent periods of that time sleeping in his office. He couldn't afford much. He struggled to eat properly. He was exhausted. The world sees the castle. Very few people ever see the floor where the dreamer slept. Think about that. The man who could one day create the happiest place on earth couldn't even create stability in his life. At least not yet. And then came another blow. One that might have ended everything for someone else. A betrayal. After moving to California and finding some success with a character named Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, Disney discovered that many of his own animators had been recruited away. Worse, he learned that he didn't actually control the character he helped create. The rights belonged elsewhere. The thing he thought he had built wasn't really his. Imagine that. Years of work, years of sacrifice, years of belief, and suddenly you're told you don't own it. It's gone. Most people would have quit. Most people would have taken the safer path. Most people would have accepted defeat. And honestly, Who would blame them? How many times can a dream break before a person stops trying? That's the question Disney faced. Not in a boardroom, not on a stage, alone, with uncertainty, with fear, with failure, with no guarantee things would ever work. And that's where the turning point happened. Not with money, not with success, not with recognition, with a decision. A decision to keep creating, a decision to keep believing, a decision to build again from scratch. And on a train ride home, carrying the weight of everything he had ever lost, Disney began sketching ideas. One of those ideas would eventually become Small Mouse, a mouse nobody believed in, a mouse that would eventually become Mickey Mouse. And that's the part of the story that fascinates me. Because Mickey Mouse wasn't born from success. Mickey Mouse was born from loss, from failure, from bankruptcy, from disappointment, from starting over. The thing that nearly destroyed Walt Disney became the thing that changed his life. And maybe that's how transformation works. Maybe greatness isn't built on victory. Maybe greatness is built on the moments after defeat. The moments when nobody is watching. The moments when quitting would make perfect sense. The moments when the dream feels impossible. Because years later, Walt Disney would build an empire. He would redefine animation, create Disneyland, change entertainment forever, inspire generations of dreamers. But none of that happened without the bankruptcy. None of that happens without the betrayal. None of that happens without the failure. Suffering didn't stop the story. The suffering shaped the story. And maybe you felt something similar. Maybe your dream looks different. Maybe your struggle has another name. A divorce, a layoff, a business failure, a diagnosis, a season where it feels like everything you worked for is slipping away. If that's where you are today, remember Walt Disney. Not for the legend, not for the empire, not for the castle. Remember the young man sleeping in an office, wondering if his dream was over. Because the chapter that looked like failure became the chapter that changed everything. History remembers Mickey Mouse. I keep thinking about the man who almost never created him. This is Resilience Radio, Loopwired Edition. I'm LeRoy Nellis, and remember, the thing that almost destroyed them became the thing that made them. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great night. God bless.
You pushed me down, thought I'd stay on the ground, counting me out like the numbers didn't matter. But pressure builds diamonds in the dark, and I've been sharpening my edge in the chatter. Every scar turned into strategy, every setback fueled my clarity. I took the hits, learned the game, turned my losses into flame. Now I'm coming back strong and you'll remember my name. I'm rising through the fire, breaking every wall you built around me. Heart's a battle drum, beating louder. I'm